all of this came about. Helen Comerford, who's one of the chief participants in today's Cailleacha community session. Helen, can I say you're going to be 75 this month, next 2 months from now? Helen was thinking ahead to having a decent 75th birthday despite COVID, and this was before COVID, though it's fair to say. She invited a bunch of other artists to join with her with a view to all of us going to Cyprus, to a residency that she had already worked in Cyprus, and to make work there for a month and do something at the end of it and then come back. And anyway, Cyprus didn't work out, but we decided long before we knew Cyprus wasn't going to work out that Ballinglen sounded like the perfect place for us. So we call ourselves in Cailleacha, the witches, the hags, the wise hags, and we, built ourselves up for a month in Ballinglen, and do now, of course. There's only one that will afford, Una welcomed us with totally open arms, everybody in Ballinglen to go to us, and we have to say that. But anyway, Una is a star performer. I think I said a national treasure, she's hiding. So we've come here and we all do different things. I'm not even an artist, I'm a chancellor on this one, I curated it. Terry is a filmmaker, Gerda is a painter, but uses line more than paint. Could go around the room. I'll come back to the two of you as the star turn. Maria is a painter. Barbara was a painter until about 5 years ago when she decided that she was going to get into technology, and now we all go to Barbara to find out how we should put images and sound. Well, don't all of them. People like me do, because I don't have a clue about it, but she has it all sorted. Patricia is a painter and performance artist, and she and Terry have done performances and made work together. And is that everybody except for the two people who are the centre of this afternoon's event? And they are Carol doing the curtsy. That's the Helen was brought up with the Queen somewhere in the Cailleacha. Actually, if you curtsied with crutches now, it would be a bit of fun, Helen, I think. So Carol is the youngest of us all, and we broke the rules to have Carol because we said everybody should be 70 or over. So Carol is the baby, but she is like the Pied Piper. She plays a few notes on the saxophone, and people just come scurrying out of the houses. The rats came scurrying. We come scurrying out of our whatever corners we're hiding and doing whatever we do, to hear what she's doing, and to, led by Helen, to do what they are going to do now together, to make artwork of some kind in response to the notes that Carol plays and the riffs that Carol treats us to on the saxophone. So just to say a little bit about who Carol is. She came to Ireland over 20 years ago.
35.
You're only a baby now, Carol. And has been playing, composing music and playing with a little jazz group for many of those years, and recently released these two albums. I've been listening to this one, Arboreal, in my car as the thing to go to now. It's the default sound in my car these days. It's beautiful, and I haven't even gotten to the other one yet because I haven't worked my way through this one enough. The other one is called One Day in Winter, and it's the Cailleacha Nelson trio, and we are really benefiting from that. It's wonderful for us to have Carol on board. And then of course there is Helen, who is the brains behind all of this, and without whom we wouldn't.
Only a little chair. We made it after that.
Patricia and Terry, I know. The hearts. Some of you will know of Helen's work from the 1970s. So she was a real force in Irish art in the 1970s and 80s. And then we've had long talks around the table about the things that cause us to, maybe calm down a little bit of the public side of our work. The public only, though, doesn't mean we don't make work, but it is children and motherhood and various other things. So Helen hasn't been as prominently to the fore, I would say, in recent years as she was then. Except then we discovered that, on New Year's Eve she sold 2 paintings and paid for this trip and lots of other things, hopefully, out of that. So she's very, very active, and it really a kind of wise figure in this group as well, so I was meant to read your website to find out exactly what I should say. I haven't had a chance to do so since we had a last conversation this morning. Didn't read yours either, Carol, so forgive me if I left important things out. But let's just go straight into it.
Okay.
What they're going to do. So
I'm going to take this off because I'm going to play saxophone. And just before we start, I'd like to just say, I'm not going to be playing music you recognise. I'm going to be playing sounds, and some of it will be very slow and some discordant or atonal, and some of it will be very rhythmic and playful. So you just follow what's happening in whatever way you like, and we can all talk about what that feels like or what the experience is like for you. And Helen and I, we're masters at it now. We've done it every day nearly for the last 2 weeks.
And completely present and just go with the sound. And it's the eloquent, it's a very good feeling.
Okay. We think.
I think that's probably enough. Is that enough? And then you don't know if she's going up or down. Whether she's going up or down.
And you're also remember So, I could describe that experience in fact for me, but I'm not the visual artist. So I'm so in my own work here, and but I did start to think about the words that would mean something both to me as a musician and to a visual artist. I think, I don't know, so flow and density and light and weight and things like that. And I don't know what you're kind of finding over there. Freedom, structure, all these different words that kind of come across for me when I'm playing as well, thinking about those kind of things. What does it feel like for you, Helen?
I think it's this immediacy that you know, there is a note and you're busy drawing it and then it changes quickly and you don't know if you're going up or down, and then there's the intensity of sound and there's just no room for anything else in your head.
And we can't hear you at all.
Sorry.
The sound is cheering.
Yeah.
Because it sounds great what you're saying.
Yeah, the acoustics is it. I love the immediacy, and I don't think this could work if it was a recorded thing. It's the liveness of it, and I think we use music so much to do other things too. I think doing this, where you have to be aware of every sound, makes you just completely be there with it. Sorry. If that makes sense, you know, we do things, we prepare a dinner to music, whatever, and this is.
It takes you right out of yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And into your ear, or whatever's going into your ear.
Yeah. And then what you do is a sort of direct result of that hearing, maybe. So there's two senses that are bound up together, and I think that, you know, your head is gone. You don't think. You can't think. And I think it's a really wonderful thing to do, and I'm really so grateful to Carole for this opportunity, because it's quite unique. Well, it's not unique, but it's very special. Yeah. So did you hear that, or was I facing the wrong way?
It's hard to see all our smiling faces. It's absolutely fabulous. I thought it should be in a theatre, so big auditoriums, and it makes so much sense to me. You know, to see the line of hearing, and you're so in rhythm with it, and the mark making, and the strutting, and you know, all of that. It's something wonderful. I'm so happy to have it. musician almost. I was saying for those of you who are for visitors, it's a morning call, isn't it? It's 11 o'clock. Call that you can join in.
One of the things that's been very interesting to us is when I've had the chance to look at, say, what's happening here. Helen started to take photographs of small territories, and we put some of them up there. They look incredible to me. You know, let's know what's happening on a full page. You can kind of look at what you did and say, oh, I like that little corner. I mean, I think that was amazing. That was just a small part of a great big sheet of paper. Are there any more on the roll?
And Carol, can I ask, having seen what it looks like to an artist, I mean what an artist makes your sound look like, does that make you more conscious of how you're playing or change your playing in any way, do you think?
I do sometimes have a sudden moment of qualm where I'm thinking, am I changing too quickly from one idea? Like someone just got settled into one thing and then I go, oh, I'm doing something else.
But that's part of that's part of the challenge, I think, to respond.
And for me, it's like a complete cleansing of the musical brain in a way. It's like this. And I wonder if it's like that for the artist as well. That it's like there's no critical mind. There's no how do I fill the page.
I suppose it's quite like a meditation in a way. I just closed my eyes and I could see music and just didn't even know what I was putting down. I was in another world.
I suppose meditation is a good word because it's like if you apply your mind to one particular line, you're not engaged in critical thinking mind.
It's also music at its most abstract because you're not following a melody or anything, you know, there's nothing but just sound.
And I found when you go really intense and sort of it's difficult to blow almost, that I find I'm doing the same thing. So I'm there and my hand is almost shaking because it's in tune with the effort maybe you're making. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very effortful notes.
Yeah.
One of the things we talked about actually, which I was really interested in, was we talked about endings. You know, how I was ending a note. So that, you know, you don't kind of think, oh, I've done that bit now, I'm on to the next thing. If you really follow right through to the end of right to the end of something, then there's like some flourish, or there's a way it's held up in the air, or there's something going on at the end of everything. And certainly as a musician, I would labour the point with my students. You start something that you end, and the rest will take care of itself.
Are you conscious of what the artist is doing when you're do you make a kind of a sound that will feel will fit into?
No, but I do know if I start getting lots of flurries and busy, that the heavens over go.
Yeah, it's like a dance class, wouldn't it? Yeah.
But I mean, it'd be amazing to do it on a big scale, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Really physical. Whatever's going on that way.
Can we look at people's? Can we look?
Rosie, are you going to say something? No, I just like the unpredictability of it. You know, when you listen to music, you think you know what's coming next, you know?
I mean, I would never sit and listen to that. Later.
And I just thought it was fascinating, like, this is what's coming out, so let whatever. yeah, just the, yeah.